Hi, my name is Jojo, the blogger behind travelingpetitgirl.com, and I love to travel, work from anywhere, and teach people how to blog. My mission is to take my readers on for an adventure of a lifetime. If that resonates with you, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to know more about what I do, feel free to visit my blog or find me on Instagram at travelingpetitgirl. Otherwise, let's get started with today's video. Siargao is one of my favorite places in the world. I don't know what it is, but there's some magic about Siargao that has me always coming back. I don't even live in Philippines and I've already visited 5 times in the last 2 years. It's that beautiful of a place, which is why I want to share it with you. So today I'll share what I did for 3 days in Siargao and also share where to eat, how to get around, and where to stay. If you're interested in any of the tours or places, feel free to check the description box below as well as my blog for links and contact info. So let's get started with my 3-day itinerary for Siargao. Day 1. On day 1, I went on a tour with my family to Corregidor and Naked Island. Most tours don't include breakfast, so we went over to Cafe Loca on Cloud 9 for a quick bite of sandwiches and iced coffee. Afterwards, we got picked up by my Siargao guide and went straight on a boat to our first stop, Corregidor Island. I booked a private tour to treat my dad for his 60th birthday, but if you book the joiner's tour from my Siargao guide, you'll have the same exact itinerary. But with a private tour, you do get your own boat, a tour guide, and get picked up directly from your hotel instead of a meeting point with the other tourists. So it's a great option for bigger groups. You've probably seen a lot of island hopping tours in Siargao, but the one I recommend the most is the one that goes to Corregidor Island. It's not that popular of an island for some reason, but I think it's downright beautiful. From afar, it looks like someone built a golf course on top of the island, but once you set foot there, it's actually huge fields of grass and coconut trees. It's about an hour hike to the top and back, but could take a little longer if you plan on taking photos, which you probably will. There's a famous tree that people like to take photos at, so make sure to take advantage of it while you're there. After a hike, we built up so much appetite to eat, which was perfect because included in our tour was a budo fight. And if you've never had a budo fight, this is definitely an experience you don't want to miss. What it is that you stand over a table lined with banana leaves with an array of different foods laid out in front of you. And then you pretty much have at it and eat with your hands until you're filled. After eating, we had a few drinks with mixing fresh buko juice that they sell on island and rum, which was provided by the tour. And we played Jenga, which they also provided too. Most of the tour was spent on Corregidor Island, so feel free to relax any way you want, especially after hiking. You can also snorkel in the waters or lay by the beach and let the waves move you around like what my family did. Maybe even have a baby seal moment. After that, we went back on our boat to our next stop, Naked Island, which was pretty much a giant sandbar. There's literally nothing on this island, but there is beauty and simplicity, so have a look around you and relax in the water and talk to the people you're with. I don't have a video of this, but my niece got stung by a jellyfish. And while it's not often you see jellyfish in these parts, keep an eye out for the little blue ones that look like this blue bottle jellyfish. And don't worry, she's perfectly fine now. So if you're traveling with kids, keep an extra eye out for these guys. Naked Island was the last stop of our tour, so afterwards we went back to our resorts to clean up. But before we washed up, Vivek and I decided to walk around General Luna to do a little shopping. And if you love boutiques, you'll love shopping in Siargao. There are so many unique stores with locally made, handmade goods. So if you like that sort of stuff, make sure to bring your own shopping bag and pay in cash. For dinner, we went to Brava Resort for delicious Spanish food. So if you're looking for a relaxed dinner vibe with acoustic music in the background, then this is your spot. While you're here, definitely try their coconut cheesecake, it's so good, and their signature cocktail, pomada, which is a mix of gin and calamansi juice. Super simple and super yummy, but be careful, it's one of those drinks where you can't taste the alcohol, which could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on you, but that's up to you to decide. Day 2. On day 2, me and my husband Vivek decided to sleep in. My family had already flown back to Manila on this day, so it was a relaxing day for him and I. It was a holiday on this day, so there weren't that many places open in the morning, so be wary if you are in Siargao during holiday. We originally wanted to eat at Shaka Cafe by this beautiful beach and eat smoothie bowls, but because they were closed, we decided to go to Crepe instead. Crepe had really yummy food, and we didn't really order crepes, but we really enjoyed their breakfast toasts and juices. While you're eating, being, I recommend checking when the tides are high so you can go surfing. For us, high tide wasn't coming in until after lunch, so Vivek and I went over to look at different resorts in the area to see possible venues for our wedding. We went to visit Bayud Resort, Siargao Bleu, and Isla Cabana, which are the 3 main places to have a wedding there. After looking at different resorts, we went to Mama's Grill for lunch, and it's one of the best places to eat barbecue. If you've never had Filipino barbecue, Mama's Grill should be the first place to try it. They cook their food perfectly and have a delicious barbecue sauce that you can't stop eating. Next stop was Jacking Horse Beach to surf. Siargao is of course the surfing capital of Philippines, so you can't leave without surfing at least once. Jacking Horse Beach has the perfect waves to learn because they're all small baby waves, and it only costs 500 pesos for an hour of teaching. Unfortunately, I don't have any clips of Vivek and I surfing, but check out my video, The First Timer's Guide to Surfing in Siargao, for more info on surfing in Siargao. After surfing and washing up, we went to get a tarot card reading by CJ of Imaginarium Tarot. We had just celebrated New Year's Eve the night before, so we thought it would be a perfect way to start the new year. We both got a full reading each, and it costed about 900 pesos. And honestly, it was really fun. It was my first time, and expect to sit down for at least an hour. For someone who's pretty decisive, I got a lot of clarity on my goals for 2020, so I recommend getting your tarot cards read if that's your thing. For dinner, we ate at Lamari Restaurant. They serve Western food, and I recommend going here before dinner rush because service tends to get slow the more people come in, but the food is definitely worth it. I recommend the Lamari burger and the mahi mahi fish and chips. I'm thinking about it and I still remember how good it was. Day 3. On day 3, we started our day with a land tour with Gotmark Tours. And our first stop was the Coconut Mountain Viewpoints. And if you're a sucker for trees and greenery, you'll really love this spot. It's really breathtaking. Over here, we tried buko pao for the first time. I didn't even know it was a thing. It's basically a siopao with a sweet coconut filling, kind of like pan de coco but in steamed bread. It was super yummy, which helped fill us up because we didn't have any time for breakfast. Our next stop was Sugbo Lagoon, where you take a 25-minute boat ride to a gorgeous lagoon where you can get around by kayak and stand-up paddleboard. You can also jump from your diving board too. It's a little scary once you're up there, but it's super fun and you'll want to go again after jumping. Afterwards, we went to Mapupungko Rock Pools where we had lunch by the beach. Another snack to have here is salvaro, which is a crispy coconut biscuit drizzled in a sweet coconut sauce. It's a nice light snack before lunch. And lunch was alright. It wasn't the best food, but it was still good and still filling. So at the rock pools, it's a place that's best enjoyed at low tide because they are natural rock pools. So if you come during high tide, it looks like any other beach. But once it's low tide, the rock pools are revealed. Our timing was a little off because the tide was high, but it was slowly going down and we were still able to enjoy. Actually, it was a little fun when the waves from the breakwater were coming in. I noticed a lot of locals were sitting at the edge of the pool to feel the currents like washing over them. So if you go here and the tide's a little high, that's totally fine. You can still enjoy. And the last stop of our tour was Maasin River, famous for its tree swing. When you're here, make sure your hands are dry and hold on tight so you can really relish the swing. Vivek definitely did and even had a huge landing. After our tour, we cleaned up and went over to Kermit's. It's a popular spot for pizza, and I always make it a point to enjoy their buy one get one happy hour drinks because they're super refreshing. I recommend you head here before the dinner rush because it gets really crowded very quickly and the wait can take up to over an hour and a half. But if you choose to stay in the waiting area like we did, you can actually order pizza and drinks from there. And we were there for the pizza and drinks anyway, so it didn't really bother us. Day 4. On our last morning in Siargao, we went to eat something more filling to hold us over to our afternoon flight back to Manila. So we ate at Harana Surf Resort for breakfast. They have delicious silog breakfasts, and if you've never had silog, it's basically garlic fried rice with a fried egg and your choice of meat like longanisa, tocino, tapa. And they also make really great coffee, so stop by if you're all about the coffee and the beans. Afterwards, we got picked up by the airport van and went straight over to the airport. And that was the end of our stay in Siargao. It was so fun and so relaxing, met a lot of great people, and spent a lot of good time with my family. And it was also romantic because for the first time Vivek was with me. If you're wondering where to book the tours I went on, you can go to My Siargao Guide for the Corregidor and Ninken Island Adventure Tour and Gotmark Tours for the Siargao Land Tour. And if you're wondering where to stay in Siargao, I have a few different options to recommend based on your budget. If you're looking for a place that's much more affordable, head over to Riyadh Masaya. It's an airy and peaceful hostel near Cloud9. There's Lampada Siargao, which is a beachfront boutique hostel. There is Jack and Horse Homestay, which is a beachfront homestay just a 2-minute walk from Cloud9. This was where Vivek and I stayed at, so here's a quick tour. We stayed in room number 6, which was a quaint room on the top floor, and it came with our own living room too. It was spacious since it was just the 2 of us, but it can fit up to 4 people. And it's literally a 1-minute walk to Jack and Horse to surf. If you're looking for a mid-range place, you can stay at Bravo Beach Resort and Harana Surf Resort. Bravo is at the center of General Luna, so if you want to be central to everything that's within walking distance, you can stay there. Harana is where my family stayed. They're surrounded by gardens and coconut trees. If you're looking for high-end options, there is Siargao Bleu, which is the only spa resort on island and has floating villas by a pool. There's also Isla Cabana Resort, which has their own private beach, sun terraces, and also private villas. And there's also Bayud Boutique Resort, which is like a secluded getaway that's perfect to disconnect. So to get around Siargao, you can use a tricycle or habal, which is riding in the back of a motorbike. You can also rent a motorbike, which we didn't do, but there are plenty of places to rent it. Some resorts have their own in reserve as well, but you can always rent it from Fat Lip Surf Shop. Where to eat in Siargao? There are plenty of new places to eat in Siargao, but the places I love to eat at and would recommend you eat there too are Mama's Grill, of course, for the barbecue, Bulaloan, which serves bulalo, which is a Filipino beef bone soup, and it's so good, Kermit's for their pizza and buy one get one happy hour drinks, Lamari for the Western cuisine. They also host great pool parties if that's your thing, and Greenhouse Cafe for their coconut milk coffee and coconut rice pudding breakfast. If you want to know more places to eat, you can also check out my video, Top 10 Foods You Must Eat in Siargao, for a food guide. I hope you liked this video as much as I had fun filming it. Siargao is a beautiful place, and I keep saying it's beautiful because it really is, and I hope this guide helps you make the most out of your vacation there. Alright, if you like this video, you might like these other videos I made of Siargao too. So thank you so much for watching. I have Lightroom presets and packing lists that's free for you to download from my blog. My name is Jojo, and I share tips about travel, blogging, and working from anywhere. And if that's your thing, then subscribe to my channel. Ingat guys, have fun, travel safe, and I love you. Mwah!